Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Tran. This is our second podcast. And lately, I have quite a few patients come in to see me, and then we have some discussion about retirements. And someone told me that you have to have the financial plan to plan your retirements. And then some of you told me, oh, Dr. Tran, you should plan to put something in Roth IRAs and 401k. So I heard a lot over and over again within the last 10 years that we need to put some money away for retirement. But that's the only thing I heard. Financially, money. Now think about it. What happened when COVID hit? Is money mean anything at that time? Is financial planning mean anything? The only thing that everybody worried about is, will I make it? Will I survive? The top priority of everyone should be health. Where am I going to be in 10 years? How am I going to feel in 10 years? Where is my health when I'm hitting that retirement age? What if you have a ton of money and you can use it? I had one of my friends, we hang out a couple of months ago. We were walking along, and she would introduce me to some of the places in Philadelphia. And one of the places she crossed by, said that used to belong to her aunt, who was working very hard since 1985. She had a lot of money racked up. She had a lot of property. But after retirement at 65, 2 years later, she had diagnosed with cancer and passed away within a year. So everybody worry about retirements and financially, but think about it. Where will you be in terms of physical health and mental health when you're hitting that retirement age? Will you be able to walk around, enjoy the scenery? Will you be able to walk the step? Will you be able to fly across the world to see what's out there? Would you be able to enjoy your retirement? So today we talk about health, and part of it is how do you keep your health and wealthy and healthy until the age of retirement. So, like I spoke in the introduction earlier about when we retire and the age of retiring, usually we start in our 30 to plan for our retirement. But most of us only focus on financially. So if you guys already have a financial planner and plan your future on wealth, think about health. I would highly recommend don't just hire a financial planner, but go and seek a holistic doctor who have health planner. Because think about it, if you retire and you have all this money, but you're not there, your knee can't keep up with you, your spine can't keep up with you, your health is not there for you to enjoy retirement, what's the point? So why not divide some of that time that's focused on wealth and focus on health? Because I can guarantee you, if you work for 20 some years, you have, relatively stable financially. But health, the first 20 years of our work, our life, we dedicate so much of the health to make the wealth. Now, maybe your body needs you more now. And remember, you have to keep your health and retain it while you're still healthy. We focus so much on sick care that we forgot that when you're sick, when you broke down, your body part, when it's damaged, it's gone, it's irreversible. So it's a good time to start thinking about, okay, instead of just setting goal for financially when you hit a certain age, how about setting goal for physically? Where will you be in 2 years? Where will you want to be in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? At a chiropractor, when I started working almost 20 years ago, after my 4th year, I went to this convention. I see this one chiropractor, and he was acknowledged as the longest practice chiropractor in our profession in Virginia. And he came out like this. And I look at him, I say, oh my God, I don't want to be him in 10, 20 years. So my first goal was, I want to be healthier when I'm 30, then I'm 20, and be healthier when I'm 40 than when I'm 30, meaning stronger and more physical active. And I did achieve my goal. So same thing with you. You should think about, okay, if you are 30 now, where will I be in 35, 40 or 45, 50? Where do you want yourself to be? So that it's actually there, practical on paper, so you actually take care of it. We are so busy with life that we always forget. Next thing you know, it's like a decade passed by, and your health is nowhere close to be when you were in 20. But most of the time, people don't think about it. We always blaming on aging. When you can't do something, oh, I'm getting old. We have to have something not comfortable. Oh, I'm old. No, aging doesn't have to be disease. Disease is a condition where your body is failing you. Because why? We fail the body. If we don't listen to our body, we don't listen to your body try to tell you that something's wrong when it was just started. What happened in 5 or 10 years? Most people having disease after 40 or 50. Why? Because the first 20, 30 years of our life, we abuse our body. We never listen to them, we never take care of them, and we never invest into them. So instead, invest everything in stock and other thing. Well, what about invest back in your body? You're not going to lose it. Even if financially you're not stable when you retire, you still be healthy, you still work. I mean, most people that live long, they work forever. They don't stop working. Retirement just meaning you kind of, quitting the thing that you work to make a living and change to work doing things that you enjoy doing so that your body's still active, your mind's still active, your mind's still sharp. That doesn't mean you can't make money. I know some people who after retire, they're busier than ever because now they do things that they enjoy, but they're not under a lot of stress because they do things that they love to do and ain't earning living along the way. But for that to happen, we have to invest in our health. We talk about preventive medicine all the time, and lately I listened to Dr. Lieberman, and he said, according to CDC's, 75% of the disease that we are facing right now are preventable. But sadly, only 3% of the money in the United States are invested into preventive medicines. So to be healthy, you can't just think about it, you have to do something about it. And it's including nutritional, eating, drinking, not enough water, and also physical activity. Human body are designed to move. The more convenient it is for us, the weaker our physical body becomes. And sadly, it doesn't matter how sharp we become, how advanced our mind is, the physical body had never changed. They need movement. They need constant activity. Back in the old day, when they were hunter and gathering, right? You sit down to rest and you work. Nowadays, we work by sitting all the time and we move for exercise. See, we make it completely opposite. So if you're thinking, just walking extra 10 to 20 minutes every day, that's a good start. Small change make a big difference. And as you can see, as we get older, what happened to us? We become lazier because, right, we have less and less energy. But it's not because you get older. It's because our body have so much stress. Every single day, we accumulate stress. And it's like, what are you talking about? Where's the stress come from? Well, when you use your muscle, right, the waste product come out from muscle uses, and that's lactic acid. That is stress. That causes the body to be stiffening, muscle to be tightening, and then when you have tight muscle, you have more friction. What does friction do to the body? Create more inflammation. The number one problem that most are facing with diseases are inflammation. The body is so dirty that it had trouble moving. Why? Because we use the body, but we never clean them out. Everybody doesn't have time to rest and take care of the body, right? Let's say if you go and get a massage, it's at 10 an hour, 50, 90 minutes, and it might cost you $100. What do you think? Oh my God, it's so expensive. Well, how often do you treat your body to massage? For 40 years, it's working for you. Take a car wash for a detail, $200, $300, right? And the car lasts you how long? Only a couple of months, right? Think about you do the detailing for your own body. That's what we do in our office. You do chiropractic, acupuncture, physical rehab. And we say, Tran, how long does it take me to recover? Well, it depends on how much trash your body have and how fast we can remove it. That's it. The faster we can take out the trash, the lighter your body become. That's why you have some elderly who take really good care of themselves, that very agile. They're always happy. They always have full energy. Energy doesn't determine on how many years you live. Just like a car. It's not how old that car is. It's how well you take care of the car. If you routinely oil change them frequently, take care of them, clean them, drive them properly, they last, 200,000-300,000 miles. If you gas them all the time, you don't take care of them, you oil change, you don't, maybe 6 months, a year, 2 years, broke. Maybe 50,000 miles, already have a problem. Have you ever think of our body like that? If you treat your body like you treat your car or you treat your toy or your machine, they will last a lot longer. The body has the ability to heal, limited ability to heal. But do we ever give them time? Now, do we ever give them the supply they need to repair the damage? That's what eating is. The number one cause of a lot of problem we have is poor diet. The diet we're talking about now is not even nutritional diet. Our perception about healthy diet is really confusing. Because you're thinking, okay, if I eat lettuce every day, I don't eat a lot of high calorie, I don't eat sugar, I'll be healthy. Maybe, but maybe not. Do you have all the stuff your body needs? Does your body have all the nutritional stuff you have? Now, the food you eat, do they still have a lot of nutrition by the time you cook them and eat them? Because like vegetable, every day that go by, the age of the vegetable losing mineral, losing vitamin, losing nutrient. So if your food are not fresh, you might not have all the nutrients you think you have. And you can tell if you eat healthy, and also like for years we might be abusive to ourselves, and all of a sudden we start eating healthy for the last couple of months or couple of years, and you're thinking that's enough. No. Any trash or any damage you did to your body, it stay there. Because usually we never actually address them. Especially for those of you who are more active in school, you play sport, you have this injury, that injury. You ever take care, fix it? No, you usually just wait until the pain got weaned off and then just go back to it. That's why I found so many of my patients in their 40, 50 have a lot of joint problem, but they all start when they were in college or high school or school because they had sport injury that never completely prepared or fixed. Why? Because you're young, you have a lot of stamina, your body heals quickly and you think it's already healed. And some of them, you are too competitive to actually even heal it. And then now all of a sudden, 40 years later, then things start to come out. But we never relate those previous injury with the condition you have now. And then the other thing is we're not taking responsible for our own health. I heard this all the time. Dr. Tran, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything, I promise you, I didn't do anything. I just wake up with it. Remember, it's your body. Any damage that happened to you, you did it and you brought it on yourself. Now, let's talk about micro-trauma. Because people only think about injury when you hit something, when you did something, or when something hit you. No. Every single time I'm sitting like this, right? My body's lifting me. It's working. I'm working, my back's working. So I'm sitting like this, more muscle working for me, right? Which means my spine is not take as much stress. But as soon as I go like this, you see, I'm still sitting, but who's lifting most of me now? My back muscle. You see? So if my back's lifting the weight of all this guy here, what happened? He worked a lot harder. Now, when I'm like this, gravity sucking me down, my muscle pulled me back this way, what happened to my disc? It had to work 3 times harder than if I'm sitting like this. It's hard to sit like this. Why? Because we never trained to sit like this. Like anything, it's very difficult at the beginning. But when you get good at it, then it becomes more natural. So micro-trauma, meaning a little bit of too much work every day, build up over time. It's like tendonitis, right? If you're using computer, it doesn't look like a lot when you type, especially with the new keyboard now. It doesn't take a lot of pressure. But think about it. If you do this every second of an hour, every day, how much pressure is that add up to this muscle right here? And then how much sleep do you get? When you build up lactic acid in this muscle, and then over time, and you do it for, let's say, 10-hour a day, every day, and you might have 4 hours sleeping to help you take it out, what happened? You accumulate more and more lactic acid. And that's why the damage starts from the muscles, yanking to tendon and wrist. But because it's so gradually, you don't feel any pain. But most of you now, if you put it here and pressure, it hurt. It's not normal. But it doesn't hurt until you, let's say, play tennis, right? You hit a little harder, or you play sport, you go a little bit more, then you're out. Now, see, you never relate the work with the pain. You blame on the sport. And now, okay, so tennis hurt me, what do I do? Quit tennis. Basketball hurt me, let's quit basketball. No, that's completely wrong thinking. Tennis just let you know that your body is too weak for tennis. So what should you do? Go and fix it so that you can go back and play tennis. We always do that. Like if your car can make a right turn, you don't just keep make left turn, right? You fix the car. But why do you always avoid doing something when your body can't do it? Let's say you can't run because your knee hurt. First of all, you never elected running in first place. So the last thing you need is an excuse, right? Oh, the doctor told me run is bad for my knee, so let's not running. Now, if you're in your 40 and you can't run and you give up running, what happened in your 50, 60, 70? Your joints are designed to work. So when you don't work, what happened? They atrophy, they break down. So if you want to do a lot of jogging, you little walking, and your knee hurt, your hip hurt, go fix it. So go back and do it again. So that make sure that you can do what require of you without pain. So that little thing, little thinking, perception in your mind really make a huge difference. The working, think about it, what is the most traumatic to your body? It's up to your profession. Like say for me at a chiropractor, I have to bend over a lot, I have to lift people up a lot. So how do I improve my body so that my work is less traumatic to me? Well, I adjust the table height, I squat down more, and then I constantly stretching and working my body so that it physically meet the demand that my work require. Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't cause me damage. Earning a living is tough, right? You have to pay with your sweat and blood, right? So yeah, but if you can reduce the wear and tear, you last longer. And then the other thing that I talk about health is live in the moment. We get so busy with life that, let's say you drink a cup of coffee, right? In the morning. You actually enjoy the taste of the coffee? You actually have time to think about the coffee and enjoy it? Or you just gulp it because you need the caffeine to keep you awake so that you get to work and start working? At lunch, you actually have time to sit there and actually enjoy your lunch. Your stomach needs blood to work, needs oxygen to work. That's why after you eat, you tend to feel sleepy. It's normal. That's why some country, they take a nap after lunch. So it's okay to get a little sleepy after work, right? Because your blood needs to be here. But how many of you have time to eat lunch and actually enjoy lunch? Because you can eat the best thing in the world and you don't have time to digest. What happened? You don't get the nutrient that is in your food. So a little thing like that you should think about. I eat healthy, but do I have time to enjoy my food? And also when you enjoy your food, you chew better. Your saliva came out, the saliva actually have the enzyme that help break down your food better. And same thing, when you eat your food and you actually pay attention to your food, then you know what you're eating. Is it good? Is it bad? Do I have all the nutrients I need? Simple thing like that. Eating, very important. Now, make sure you want to eat so that you get your body good stuff. Let's say you want to put a 95, a premium gas in your car so the car lasts longer and they run better, right? You want to have synthetic oil so that they smoother the engine. Same thing with food. You want to pay for the food that are valuable to you. It might be more expensive, then you don't have to eat a lot. But if you don't spend a good money on good food, you buy cheap food, then your body have to do all the cleaning and you might not get the stuff that you need. That's why we get ourselves in trouble. Eating healthy is not simple. It's not easy. But if you change and you put more focus on it, it's doable. Everybody have 24 hours, right? We all have 24-hour day. But someone can do it and someone can't. Why? Prioritize thing. What is most important to you? If work is most important to you, well, that's fine. Because it's your choice, it's your decision, right? But you have to understand, if that's your priority, the price comes with it. The more you work, the more money you're going to make, the more stress you're going to have. But what are you paying for? Your health, your life. So if your life is more important than everything else, my health is number one, right? Because if I'm not healthy, I'm not there, if I'm sick, who will take care of my family? I have to take care of myself first. It might sound selfish from time to time. But if you break down, nothing else matters. The most expensive bed is the hospital bed. You don't want to be there, right? I don't want to be there either. So what do? I spend some of that money for myself, for my health. And I'm not just talking about physical health, I'm talking about mental health. And in the moment, not like that. Enjoy a little thing. Enjoy a cup of coffee with a friend. You don't think about, okay, I have to run in 10 minutes. Well, then this 10 minutes is here, right now, in the present. Whatever you do in the present, be there. Same thing with exercise. You don't have to spend 3 hours in the gym every day to be healthy. You can spend 10, 20 minutes daily. But everything you do, when you do it, just be focused. Because I have patients, I can show them exercise, 3 weeks later, they look at this and they say, you never show me that. Because I know when they're in my office, sometimes they're there, sometimes they're physically there, but they're mentally not there. Because they worry about, okay, I have to pick up my kid in half an hour. Let's rush through this. And how many people do that? Most of us doing that, including me from time to time. That's why constantly I have to remind myself, slow down. Just like if you have a beautiful convertible, right? And you drive along the beach at 80 miles per hour. Would that make any difference between a convertible and a regular car? No. You go so fast, you see nothing. So if you're in a convertible, you want to see scenery and beautiful beaches, you have to go maybe cruise 20 miles per hour, right? Same thing with life. So far, if we live 80, 90 years, and we keep speeding down the lane of life, slow down. Find some time for yourself. And yourself meaning yourself. Because, at home, sometimes we all have family. We have family. When work, we have work. Sometimes take half an hour a day. Do something for yourself. Have a cup of coffee. Go to the library. Sit down. Just do nothing. You don't always have to do something. Always have to be busy. I think that's why it's so stressful, because you're always busy. If your brain always running, when does it take a break? When does it get some time off? Doesn't matter. If your car running 24/7, you think the engine that lasts that 200,000 miles? If your phone's on all day, 24-hour day, you think that battery gonna last? Same thing with us. But slowing down, take time, and do little things. When you drink coffee, enjoy a cup of coffee. When you had a meal, enjoy your meal. It's simple, but we don't think about it. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. But the key is consistent. Sadly, sometimes you might have to put it on your schedule. This is my time. Because if it's not on the schedule, you never get it. Why do I have to schedule patients all the time? Because if it's not a schedule, they will forget. Why? Because there's too many things to think about. And now, sadly, time for yourself needs to be on the schedule. Maybe every week I should go to my favorite coffee shop, my favorite restaurant, my favorite bookstore, whatever. Even go to the lake, go to the park, or even play tennis. Whatever you love to do, one hour at a time, you should do it. Because your body, you need to be yourself from time to time so you don't get lost. Sometimes we get lost over time because we're so busy, obligate to other people. Human beings are very selfless, most of us. So you always think about everything else but yourself. But remember, so many people now, even young people, have problem with mental health, stress. Because sadly, we never actually listing down what are we stressed about. If you actually put down all the stress that you are thinking that affecting yourself now, you might be surprised how many of those are not that important. Just like, answer the phone right away, checking your Facebook, checking your message, checking your email. 40 years ago, world still functions, right? You don't have email, you don't have to check. But it's just a habit. A lot of these habits, and we have so many little bad habits. That's why we lose patience. Now, I mean, think about it. When you drive out there, people are always on the rush. Where are they going? Work is work. If you work at 8, you work at 8. So why do you have to rush to get there? Because you know exactly how long it takes you, from here A to B. But mentally, we always like that. Rush, rush, rush. Grab the key, grab this, and then forget this, forget that. Slow down. Slow down. Don't let yourself get sucked into the lifestyle of American dream. I came here because of the American dream. But after, 30 some years of living here and working here, I realized it's extremely unhealthy. The system is that. So you're like, if I'm not in the system, can I survive? It's all our choices, right? You pick the choices. Yeah, working is important, right? But if you have no health, anything matter? So think about your health is the number one priority that we all should put in. And then health including nutritional, physical activity. And you don't have to go to the gym, like I said, 3 or 4 times a week for an hour, 2 hours. But you constantly have to, like, if you take a walk every day, 20, 30 minutes, you have time. Doing small squat, like I said, one of the things that I ask everybody to do now is air squat. Just stand up and sit down, stand up and sit down. But be consistent. Make it into a routine that every day I do some push-up, I do some air squat. If you have time, do some dip. That's a lot of things you can do on your own. And the key is take small breaks. Sitting is not bad for you. It's how long you're sitting. See, I already been sitting, I don't know, like what, 30 minutes? It's time for me to get up. Okay, so let's get up, let's walk around, and we talk some more. All right, because my back start feeling it. All right, so Ed, I talked to you guys earlier about implementing health, but I think it's the problem that a lot of you are having trouble changing lifestyle and health is, at a community, we need to first get the whole group to support each other. For example, I just recently started a monthly challenge, like 100 squats a day, right? And the reason why I do that, because number one, it gives me motivation because I'm the one that started it. But as well, when I do my squat, it's encouraging other people to do them as well. So it's very important to find either your coworker, your family, and get them to do it with you. But so start something simple. Let's say just like, for example, 50 squats a day challenge for 1 week. Or for your coworker. Let's say, okay, let's do a 75 squat a day challenge for, let's say, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. And at the end of who actually are the most consistent, get a reward or something like that. Our family, what I do is because I have 2 young teenagers who, especially during COVID, was homeschool all the time. So I try to get them to exercise, but I realize if I just tell them to do it and I don't do it, it's not gonna work. So we end up getting a family walk every day. We do a 4-mile walk every day. So things like that. You want the one that start out, but you have to lead by example, right? But it's not only good for your staff, but good for you, because when you set out this goal, small thing, you force people to do it without, they feel like it's you being forced. So one of the simple thing is squat, like I said earlier. You can't simply sit down like that and get up. See, that's squat. So if you do it 10 times in your office every, say, hour. That's the other thing I do with my staff. It's like, okay, why don't we do this? Let's do jump squat, right? So we go here, we say, okay, everybody, can you join me? 10, 1, 2. So little thing. Think about little thing like that. 10 push-up, 10 squat, 10 dip, but more frequent throughout the day. I can guarantee your staff be a lot healthier and a lot less day off, because they say the number one disability claim and the most costly is low back pain. Why? We sit all day long. And we're not only sitting, in our house, in our job. How about driving? That's one of the worst positions. You're like this, you sit like this for 1-2 hours. It might not be a lot, 30 minutes, but every single day. You see, that's put tremendous amount of strain here, and your hip, and your knee. So small change make a big difference, but try to do it in a group setting. And let's say if everybody is, say online, work from home. Every Friday morning, I have a free online physical therapy session with some of my friend or patient all the way from Texas. So you guys can do the same thing online. 20 minutes before a meeting, let's do 10 minutes of stretching, jumping. Because the more frequent you give the back the break, the longer they last. And the other thing is you don't have to actually set aside time for exercise. So, but change environment. Let's say if you guys work in a building all the time, why don't you look around? Is there any park close by? One day if the weather's nice and permit, you can go out and have a meeting outside. Let's say walk around like what I'm doing right now and have a meeting. It's to change environments really help the mental health, and as well as allow people to be not kind of always stiff up and always tense, so they can absorb things much better. It's not how long you focus on one thing, it's how well you can absorb what you're seeing. So changing environment might help and might increase productivity. And let's say if everybody work from home, twice a month, right? Meet up somewhere at a nice place outside and have a meeting, any kind of discussions, more casual, so people are more relaxed. Because I know sometimes in their working environments, people are so stressed out, they're always like that all the time. And remember, we are all in fight and flight. So it doesn't matter what stress comes from. The first thing stress affect you is your shoulder come up like this, you hunch in like that, and that is what we do every day, right? So relax, open your chest, take deep breath. So think for your employee. Your employee is your backbone, right? It's just like your spine. The backbone of company are healthy, they're more productive, they're more benefits to you, and less claiming on disability, work comp, or day off. The healthier you take care of your staff. But also when you take care of your staff, you're more likely to take better care of yourself. That's the same thing with me. I wasn't always like this, right? And sometimes people say, Dr. Tran, you talk about health all the time. You're always health conscious. There's a difference between health conscious and health fanatic. I don't strict myself on certain diet all the time. During the day, during the weekday, I eat what is good for me. But when I'm going on vacation, I enjoy myself. I eat whatever I like to eat. That's life, right? Food is enjoyment. But that is for the weekend or for the vacation. Just like you don't spend like crazy every day, you go broke. But you save up so that when you go on vacation, you spend money. Same for your body. You're eating well every day, so when you're on vacation, you can eat not well, you can drink, whatever, but your body has a certain amount of ability to get rid of the toxin you get. But if you do it every day, then you overload yourself with toxins, right? But every once in a while, it's okay. Now, don't get me wrong, everybody's different. Don't always quote me on it, but I'm just telling you what my belief is. And I try to just share with you my experience. I look like this, I feel like this. There's a lot of work into it. It's not easy to, okay, how do you get there? How do you do there? What I'm sharing with you what I'm doing, and I will keep doing it. But I see so many things that happened to my patient that could be preventive 10, 15 years ago. And some of them come right now to see me, Dr. Tran, I wish I saw you 10 years ago. Well, no, you don't. Because if I tell you this 10 years ago, you wouldn't listen to me anyway. That's why I'm trying now to make sure that I don't have too many 10 years later, you tell me that I wish they see me now, like 10 years ago or 10 years in the future. So think about yourself. Where will you be in 10 years? All this investment in health and wealth, we plan for our retirement. Where will you be when you retire physically? Every 10 years, every decade, I want to be able to do more things than I did 10 years previously. And I did it. Same thing with you guys. Do you want to be healthier in 10 years, 5 years than you are now? Are you happy with your physical ability right now? You enjoy, vacation? And also, that's the other thing about, retirement, right? It needs to be fun. Are you having fun doing things that you do? You go on vacation, is it funny? Is it fun to go on vacation? Or you go on vacation because you have to cater to your kid, your family? I have 2 vacations a year, at least one for the kid and one for us. Fun is part of life, right? Fun is allow you to relax and just goof off. But you have to have health. You have to be physical health. You have to be physically healthy. All right, so wrap up the fun part. Hopefully this will help you some hint into what I do and the experience I went through with all the patients I've seen for the last 19 years. I learned so much, right? So this is what I just gather and pass on to you. Whether you disagree or agree with me, it really doesn't matter. But I hope these will help you change your perspective a little bit. Maybe trigger a spark that maybe there's more to life than just work. Thank you, and see you until next time.